Well, good day, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to predicting the rest of the NFL season, including the Super Bowl and the playoffs. When the playoffs are set in stone and we head into that, I will make a separate video speaking about this. Absolutely loving this season of NFL. And I feel like for me, it's between four teams. And I mean, three of the teams are pictured in the back of this background here. Chargers are a bit of a dark horse. The Bengals are pretty much gone. It's just a nice background for you guys. But let's jump in based off the playoff predictor, based off what I think is going to happen. Let's have a look now. So the first game, we'll see the Chiefs and the Texans. I'm going to take the Chiefs there. The Ravens and the Steelers. We're going to go the Ravens here. If you've seen my predictions, you'd know who I've picked for this week. The Bengals, the Colts, the Buffalo Bills, the Jacksonville Jaguars was a tough pick there. The 49ers for an upset. The Rams to beat the Jets. The Lions, the Falcons, the Eagles, Cardinals, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and Green Bay. So that's it for week 16. And we move into week 17, which will be our Christmas round. This is tough. Because Pittsburgh have a very good defense. Mahomes playing banged up, back-to-back. I'm going to go the Steelers. I hate to do it, but I just have a feeling maybe on Christmas Day we get beaten. So, yeah, I'm going to go Steelers there. I'll stick with it, which could affect that number one seed spot, couldn't it? But the Bills obviously had that loss to the Rams, which I guess that'll make them struggle for it. The Ravens and the Texans. I'm going to go the Ravens here, even though the Texans are at home. I'm going to go the Ravens. The Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, the Broncos, are the wheels about to fall off? They had a loss against the Chargers. Close game. I think the Bengals win. I don't know why. I got a feeling the Bengals win that game. So that pushes them to 8-8, and then the Chargers are at 9-7. Chargers and the Broncos. Chargers and the Patriots. I'm going to go the Chargers there. Jacksonville, Tennessee, once again. Oof. Jacksonville riding off a couple wins. Tennessee on the road. I will go Tennessee. Jacksonville, if they win, which I'm predicting them to win, a couple weeks of good performances. Tennessee to get them back. Bills defeat the Jets. The Dolphins beat the Browns. The Colts beat the Giants. The Raiders beat the Saints. Yeah, I'm going to go the Raiders there. Seahawks and the Bears. We're going to go Seattle. We're going to go LA at home. The Commanders. We're going to go. Oh, this is a tough one. Both these teams playing very well in December. Never in doubt. Packers to win that one. Then we got Tampa to beat Carolina. If the Eagles win against the Commanders, that's 11 straight wins. And I think they'll want one loss before the playoffs. But then again, if they win and the Lions lose, oh, man, I don't know why. I'm actually going to pick Dallas here. I'm going to go Dallas. Something weird about this game is telling me Dallas will beat Philly and end their streak, even though Dallas have been awful this season. The Niners get beaten by the Lions, who, well, they look to have wrapped up the number one seed with that loss, because this is now week 18, the final week on the 5th of January. We're 2 weeks away. Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers win that game. Chiefs and the Broncos. Chiefs win. They wrap up the number one seed. 2 losses after, that, what was it, 9-0, 10-0. Texans and the Titans. Going to go the Texans there. They're really hitting form, the Texans, coming into the playoffs, actually, based off this. Jacksonville and the Colts. We're going to go the Colts here. How close were the Colts to making the playoffs? They blew it. Bengals and the Steelers. We're going to go the Steelers there. Browns and the Ravens. Do the Ravens rest their team? I still think they can get it done, but I think they'll rest a few players there. Bills and the Patriots. We will go with I don't know who the Bills' backups are. So I'm going to go the Patriots because I think the Bills rest starters, Patriots at home. I'm going to go the Patriots to finish off this season with a win. Jets and the Dolphins, I'm going to go with both of these teams, it's a nothing to play for sort of game. I'm going to go with, this is tough actually. I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Jets to win that game. Then over in the NFC, we've got the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams, who are really riding some momentum into the third seed now. Or do I go with Seattle? Does Seattle make the playoffs? No, I've got Seattle out of the playoffs. Look, I'll go the Rams there. Niners and the Cardinals. If the Niners win, they finish 10th instead of 11th. If the Cardinals win, finish 9th anyway from 11th. I'll go San Fran. No, I won't. I'll go the Cardinals. I'm not going to trust San Fran in that game, actually, away from home. Bears and the Packers. We are going to go with the Packers have got the 6th seed locked up. I think the Bears get their win there. I'll go the Bears. They always rise for that game. Then you've got Commanders, Cowboys. Commanders win, which keeps them in the 7th seed. Saints and Tampa, I will go with Tampa Bay there. That moves them into the 3rd seed, pushing LA back into the 4th seed. Vikings and the Lions, I will go with the Lions, but that'll be very close. Panthers and the Falcons, I will go with Atlanta to win that game, just missing the playoffs. And the Eagles will beat the Giants. So the number 1 seeds were the Detroit Lions and the Chiefs going 15-2. Week 1 of the playoffs, the wild card round, my matchups are the Texans and the Ravens. That'll be a good matchup. And the Texans really riding some form. We know the Ravens love to choke, but I do think they make it past the first week. The Texans eliminated in week 1 by the 5 seed Ravens. Then you've got the Chargers versus the Steelers. The Chargers, a nice win against the Broncos. They've been hot and cold this season. Their defense has been good. Steelers' defense has been incredible. You've got Justin Herbert. You've got Russell Wilson. I'm going to go Russell Wilson. I'm going to go the Chargers out week 1. Steelers, number 3 seed advance. Denver Broncos versus Buffalo Bills. Could be close. Buffalo at home on a mission. Denver's been great this season, but I think Buffalo win that game. Vikings and the Rams. 13-4 record versus 11-6. I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't know. I think the Vikings, incredible regular season. Once it comes to wild card, I just think they're going to drop off a little bit, and maybe the Rams will beat them because I think that Rams offense is incredible, even though it wasn't great against the Niners. Packers versus Tampa Bay. Oh, this one's tough, but they have great offenses, and I think Tampa has a better defense. I'm going to go with the Packers. I just think the Packers, at this time of year, I think they get to like the NFC Championship game regularly and then lose, but they don't lose in the wild card, not regularly. Commanders, Eagles, I feel like we've had this game a couple times this year. As for this encounter, where it matters, I'm going to go with the Eagles to win this one. So the Eagles, well, that would mean the Eagles win all 3, I think, actually, against that team. So moving on to the divisional round, our number 1 seeds are back, and our number 1 seeds were the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Now you've got the Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Great season from the Steelers. Now they head to Buffalo. I think the Bills win that one. And you've got the Ravens heading to Arrowhead to take off the Chiefs coming off a bye. Phenomenal season for the Ravens. Can they stop the Chiefs? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say the Chiefs actually eliminate the Ravens. I just have a feeling there that they're going to be too good. Next up is the Rams and the Eagles. In this one, I'm going to go with the Eagles and probably by a big margin as well. The Packers and the Lions. Well, Lions have beaten the Packers twice this season. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, but the Lions at home on a mission. eliminate the Packers in my divisional round. We move on to the conference championship round where we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen this before. The AFC championship game, here it is. The Chiefs looking to three-peat. The Buffalo Bills, they love to be favourites at this time of year and then throw it all away and choke. We see it regularly. Josh Allen is the MVP this season, without a doubt. And this year's MVP is going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to tip the Bills to go to the Super Bowl, advance, represent the AFC, beat the Chiefs. Phenomenal season from the Chiefs, even though a lot of people have said, hoodoo, black magic. There has been some weird moments there. But the Chiefs defense this season has started to get a lot better. And I know we haven't scored 30 points this season, but we still find a way to win those gritty games. So I think the Chiefs season ends in the AFC Championship, and I've got a big feeling. Then you've got a massive NFC game between the Eagles and the Lions. Now, the Eagles are dangerous because Jalen Hurts is now throwing the ball rather than just running and giving it to Saquon. There's so many different offensive weapons within that team that are starting to be unlocked. Whereas the Lions, the number one seed, finishing the number one seed, had week one off, have injuries to their defense, lost David Montgomery for the season. I'm scared for the Lions. I really am. I don't know who to pick here now. There was part of me that absolutely thought the Lions can win this year's Super Bowl and versus the Buffalo Bills probably 6-7 weeks ago. And there's just injuries to this Lions team. They've shown signs of weakness to me. The Eagles, they had a close game against the Panthers, but they put the Steelers away, who are a fairly good team in the AFC. I am going to stick solid with my prediction. I believe that the Eagles are an absolutely massive chance of making the Super Bowl, but I am going to go the Detroit Lions to win. So my Super Bowl for this season is the Buffalo Bills taking on the Detroit Lions, number 2 in the AFC versus number 1 in the NFC. The Bills are a lot more healthy. The Lions have looked good in offense. The Bills' defense has been weird. In games, they've leaked 30, 40 points. And then in other games, they've shut teams out, especially when they play in the snow. This game's in New Orleans. I don't know what the weather's like in New Orleans personally, but I am going to stick solid that somehow, without David Montgomery, the Detroit Lions have been the team to beat all year. They are looking to break this streak of not winning a Super Bowl and just surprising their fans. They were so close last year. Redemption mission, heartbreak for the Bills off a massive season. And we do see quite often the MVP or Madden curse, you could call it, where I think the Bills make the Super Bowl and just lose out in a very high-scoring one, a bit of a shootout. I've got the Detroit Lions winning the 2025 Super Bowl, and these are my final standings for the season, with the Texans and Ravens really hitting some form there towards the end. But overall, I just think that the Lions have been the team to beat all year, and they're going to get it done. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think another team will win the Super Bowl? I think it's a 4-horse race right now between the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Lions, and the Bills. Anyone outside of that, I think, would be a massive shock to me. But I am very excited for the Super Bowl. I'm very excited for the playoffs. I'm excited for tomorrow. The Chiefs play the Texans. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe. Let me know your picks in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time.